Hello everybody, today we're going to be jumping into lesson 2 in our percent topic, and today we're going to be talking about percent equation. And so the past 2 days we talked about connecting percents to proportions, where we said our part to our whole equals our percent. And today what we're going to do is we're going to turn this into a different type of equation by multiplying the whole to both sides. What this is going to do is cancel the whole out on the left-hand side, and we're going to be left with our part equals our percent times our whole. I'm actually going to rewrite that because that was too messy. Part equals our percent times our whole. So this is the equation that we are going to be using today to solve some word problems. So let's get started. An elephant weighs 15,000 pounds on Earth and 2,500 pounds on the moon. Assuming the weights are proportional, what percent of its weight on Earth is its weight on the moon? So let's plug these numbers in to our equation and see what our answer would be here. So number one, we don't know what the percent is. It's asking us what the percent is. So we can leave this P, a variable here, since that's what we're trying to solve for. Our whole is how much he weighed on Earth, which is 15,000 pounds. And our part is how much he weighed on the moon, which is 2,500 pounds. Now, to solve for my percent here, I want to undo this operation, solving a one-step equation. To do that, to undo my multiplication, I want to divide. So I'm going to divide by 15,000 on both sides. This is going to cancel out here. And then I'm going to do 2,500 divided by 15,000, which I get this big repeating decimal. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to round it up to nearest hundredths place. So I would have 0.17. And that is my percent. But I actually want to write it in percent form. Remember, to do a percent, I multiply by 100 or move the decimal to the right 2 times. So I would end up with 17% here as my answer. All right, let's try our next one. Many states have a meal tax that is proportional to the total spent on food and beverage. In one state, the meal tax is 8.44%. How much tax will a customer pay if the food and beverages total is $54? So again, I have my part equals my percent times my whole. In this case, I know what my percent is. I have 8.44%. And I also know what my whole is because I know I paid a total of $54. And what I'm trying to figure out is what part of that bill is my tax, how much I pay in tax. Now, to solve this, the first thing I have to do is I have to turn this percent into a decimal. And some of you guys might be saying, well, Ms. Huber, it's already in a decimal form. Technically, yes, but it's also a decimal within a percent. It's 8.44%. So we still need to divide to turn it into an actual decimal. So you can divide by 100, or you can just move the decimal place over 2 times to the left. Either or, you're going to get the same answer. 0.0844, and then all I have to do is I'm going to multiply that by 54 to get my answer, to get my part. Now, in this case, I don't want to leave my answer like this because we're talking about money. So I want to round to the nearest hundredths place to see how much I actually paid, which would be $4.56. That is how much I paid in tax on a $54 bill. Example 3, Jane earns a 5.5% commission on the selling price of each home she sells. That means that she's earning part of the entire part of the entire price. She earns $9,020 in commission on the sale of a home. What was the selling price of the home? Again, I'm going to keep writing this out, and I hope that you guys will write this out somewhere in your notes just so that you can remember this little equation here. So my percent, 5.5%. I do not know what my whole is. I don't know what the entire cost of the house was, but I do know what part of it was, which is how much Jane made on the commission. First things first, I want to turn this percent into a decimal, which would be what? Remember, you can either divide by 100 or move it to the left 2 times. I would have 0.055 times W times my whole, which equals $9,020. Now, undo the operation, undo this multiplication by dividing. I'm going to divide 0.055 to both sides. Cancel out here. My whole, what I spent on this house, is 9,020 divided by 0.055. So I spent, I'm going to rewrite this somewhere where I actually have room. I spent $164,000 on this house. Last one. This one is exactly the same to example 2, so I want you guys to try this one on your own. Many states have a meal tax that is proportional to the total spent on food and beverage. In one state, the meal tax is 6.2%. How much tax will a customer pay if the food and beverages total is $70? So try this one on your own. Tell me, if we know my percent, 6.2%, we know our whole is this $70, how much did I spend in tax? So, again, we know our percent is 6.2%. Our whole and our total bill was $70. I want to figure out what part of that is going to be my tax. 6.2%. Move the decimal to the left 2 times, or divide by 100 in your calculator. 0.062 times 70 to get my tax, which would have been $4.34. Awesome job, guys.